Griffin, and I'm Assistant Director of Financial Aid. And I know some faces, I know other faces, which means that I probably, if I don't know your face, I probably visited with your mom and your dad. So, and in most cases, that's what's going to happen with a lot of your students. They're not the ones that walk into financial aid and, you know, talk about financial aid and things of that nature. But you are going to get students that are talking amongst themselves and telling different things about their financial aid to the other person, or, you know, horror stories, myths, and all of that kind of stuff. So your job, we would like you to encourage students to come to financial aid. Every student that is enrolled here has a financial aid counselor. So, and we're nice people. We'd like you to come in and visit us. You have the same counselor the whole time you're here, you know, all 4 years, and I'd like to think that we work closely with you. So our job is to work closely with families to help them route through the crazy, complex financial aid environment. And financial aid consists of scholarships, grants, and loans. Because a lot of students will say that I didn't qualify for anything. Well, you might not have qualified for free money, but there are federal low-interest loans that are available. And sometimes students don't want to take the loans, but we try to work with students to see, maybe bring their balance down to something that they can afford. You know what I'm saying, to make monthly payments. It also includes employment opportunities, which is federal work study. Some students may say they're not eligible for federal work study, but have them come and see the financial aid counselor, because we're creative. We try to be creative. We come up with ways to give you federal work study. So the first part of financial aid is completing the FAFSA. What's the first date you could do a FAFSA? January 1st. Is it too late to do a FAFSA now? No. The last day you could do a FAFSA for any year is June 30th, because that's when the year closes. For example, for this 13-14 year, June 30th will be the last day anyone can complete a FAFSA to get financial aid for just this summer semester or whatever. So first day they can do it is January, but it's never too late if you're into the semester to do a FAFSA. And once we get the FAFSA, we prepare the award letter, which you all are familiar with. The award letter shows you what you're eligible to receive, fall and spring. It also tells the student if you need to turn in any documentation. Also, we send emails constantly, every day. Need more jobs, turn this in, and that kind of thing. So encourage students to check their SXU email account, because you know they're going to check Gmail, you know they're going to check Hotmail. Include us, SXU email. That's the only way. We send a paper award letter the first time. After that, everything is by email. So it's like that in all of our offices. I just had a student that came by that he stopped attending classes. Changes were made to his financial aid. So we sent an email and told him everything changed. Well, I didn't get any paper. I don't have email. I've checked his account. You got an AT&T email account. I'm sure you're checking that one. You know, so encourage them to check their SXU email account every day, every day. Every student's financial aid is different because everybody's home situation is different. Financial aid is based on income, how many people in the house, how many in college, untaxed income. It's a different factors. So sometimes you hear students talk about financial aid, what they got, what they didn't. You cannot compare yourselves where financial aid is concerned. But please encourage them to come see their financial aid counselor if they need to. You know, there are other ways of helping students. Sometimes you may hear students say that their parents lost a job, or there's a reduction of income for some reason. Maybe parents change job and they're making less money. That can affect their financial aid. If they have other brothers and sisters that are in private elementary school or high school, that can help with financial aid. Out-of-pocket medical expenses, God forbid, change of parents' marital status, you know, or God forbid there's a death. Those things can change financial aid. So if you're counselors, whether you like it or not, when you hear those things, encourage students to come and visit us to talk about their financial aid. Sometimes students drop classes. Sometimes students stop going. Sometimes students just withdraw in the middle of the semester. And if that's the case, financial aid is going to post in every enrolled student's account 10 days before the semester starts. So if it posts and financial aid covers everything, you don't owe anything. But in order for it to stay that way, you must be enrolled and attending classes at least 60% of the semester. So if you got a student that's dropping a class from 15 hours to 12 hours within that 60% period, it could change your grant. If they stop attending or drop classes in the middle of the semester, we got to send some of that money back to the federal government, and then they're upset because they owe a balance. That was the situation with this young man that just came to see us. He just stopped going in March. You know, and he said, well, who told you I stopped going? Your teachers told us you stopped going. You know, so we are in contact with each other, and we sometimes have to send financial aid back. So if you hear those things, encourage them to come by and see financial aid, because we can. Our goal is to help. I think they think we don't want to help, and we really do, because we want you know, students here. That's what we do. So, any myths or we need to get rid of right now, or, you know, any questions? No question is a stupid question. Okay. Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you.